Hypermoon Yoga. Today I'll be sharing a slow flow practice to welcome the season of spring. So spring is a time of rebirth and renewal. It's a time of growth. The world is waking up. We see more light. Such a beautiful time of year. So we're going to tap into those spring energies in this practice. So first, coming into our practice with a little bit of breath work, finding a comfortable seat, whatever that looks like for you. Maybe you sit up on a pillow or a cushion, maybe a blanket. Just finding that comfortable position. And once you find it, you have some options here. You can just place your hands gently in your lap. You can bring your hands to heart center in a prayer position. Or if you'd like to try Padma Mudra, which is the Lotus Mudra, you can do that. So bringing the bottoms of the palms together, the base of the palms, and then connecting the pinkies and the thumbs, leaving your index, ring, and middle fingers open, like a lotus flower in bloom. And from here, just gently closing your eyes or having a soft gaze. Noticing the breath, full inhales, full exhales. Beautiful, continuing that breath. And the Lotus Mudra is the symbol of that growth, that rebirth, that coming towards the light. The lotus flower grows on the tops of ponds is where we see them, but their roots are deep, deep, deep down in the mud of the ponds. And come springtime, the lotus starts to grow and it reaches towards the sunlight. And what we see is this beautiful flower, even though its roots are deep down in that murky mud. So can you inhale this bright light and exhale, sending that light out into the world. Letting it surround you, inhaling the light. Exhale, sending it out. And one more big inhale. And send that light out. Beautiful. If your eyes are closed, gently blinking them open. And releasing your mudra, bring your hands down by your side. Beautiful. So let's come up to standing position now. We're going to warm up our spine. So we'll start with a spinal flexion and extension. So opening up the arms, open the chest, lifting up the gaze, arching the back. So like a standing cow pose. And exhale, rounding the spine, wrapping those arms around you, tucking the chin. This is like a standing cat pose. And inhale as you open up. And exhale as you round the spine. And continuing this at your own pace, inviting you to go nice and slowly. It's like you are a flower opening up towards the sun, and then we close back down, and we open up, moving slowly here. So the trees and the plants and nature, they don't just burst open one day in spring, even though it may be what it looks like to us. One day there are no leaves, and then the next day, boom, there's leaves. But if we really pay attention, we can notice that that transition is happening slowly at nature's own pace. Little buds come up, and then they slowly start to open. And one more big inhale here. Hold the breath, suspend it. Exhale around the spine, holding that exhale. And come to a neutral spine. Beautiful. And let's do some lateral movement of the spine. So side bends, bringing our left arm up overhead, right arm down by our side. We extend that left arm up, reaching that left arm like we're trying to touch the sun. Reach, reach, reach. And then bend over to the right. Coming up through center, switching sides, bring that right arm up, reaching up towards the sun. Letting that left hand reach down and bending over to the left. Keeping that chest nice and open. We don't want to be rounding. We want to stay nice and open. It's all about expansion here. Beautiful. And now moving side to side at your own pace. Connecting that breath. So we inhale as we come up. Exhale as we bend. Inhale up. Exhale down. Beautiful. Just finding whatever breath pattern works for you here. Imagining you're like the sunflowers that are amazing. They actually reach toward the sun. Beautiful. One more time each side. And coming back to center. All right. So we have a little bit more spinal movement that we want to do here. So we're going to do spinal rotations or twists. We're going to do a little variation on this. So bringing our hands to our shoulders. Okay, our elbows are reaching up, but the shoulders are away from the ears. We're going to inhale as we twist towards the left. And exhale, twist towards the right. Nice and slow. Big full inhale. Full exhale, noticing that breath, allowing it to be really slow. Inhaling left, exhale to the right. Moving at your own pace. The 6 movements of the spine are so important for our health. If you do no other yoga, do these 6 movements of the spine. They can look different. We have the flexion and extension. We have the lateral movement, the side bends. And now the spinal rotation, or our twists. Beautiful. One more inhale and hold it here. Suspend the breath. Exhale as we move over to the right. Suspending that exhale. And coming back to center. Beautiful. Releasing those arms down by your side. We're going to flow through some slow sun salutations, really connecting that breath and that movement. So I invite you to focus less on the physical posture and more on the actual breath itself. We'll go through the first one very slowly together so you can get comfortable with the movements. But if you need to take an extra breath or an extra inhale, I'll be cueing the breath, but follow your own pace and your own body. So coming to the top of the mat, we're going to bring our hands to heart center. Maybe we bring them into that padma mudra, Lotus Mudra. And inhale deeply as we reach up. And exhale as we bow forward. So here, we allow a gentle bend in our knees, pulling the chest and the belly towards the thighs. And now flattening our back, bringing our hands to either our shins or our thighs, squeezing the shoulder blades together. So nice flat back here as we inhale. And let's just try this a couple times. So exhale, folding forward. Inhale, lift up into our flat back. Full exhale as we fold. We come into that flat back, inhale. And exhale here. And then planting the hands, stepping one foot back and then the other. So we're in a nice high plank here. You can bring your knees down if you need to. That's beautiful. And we're going to exhale as we lower our knees, our chest, and our chin nice and slow so that we're laying down on the mat. Let's warm up the back here a little bit more. So we're going to lift up the head and the shoulders and the chest into baby cobra, keeping that neck long, that cervical spine. You don't want it crunched here. Exhale, let's come down. Let's just try this a couple times, lifting up into our baby cobra. And exhale, come back down, lifting up again. Those elbows pulling in towards the body, towards the rib cage, the legs zipping towards each other. Exhale down. Inhale. Maybe you come into baby cobra, maybe you come into our full cobra, pushing in through those hands, maybe a gentle bend in the elbows so that we don't hyperextend here. Beautiful. Exhale, release it down. Let's inhale and exhale as we tuck the toes and push into our downward facing dog. So lifting up the hips. We're in an upside down V shape. Go ahead and pedal out those feet. Really tapping into that breath. If you are comfortable with some salutations and you know all of these poses, really focus on that breath. Allow yourself to slow down. Bending one knee and then the other. And then lifting the heels, bending the knees, and step one foot and then the other to the top of the mat. Surrender into your forward fold here. And then slowly, with control, rising up to stand. Inhale, looking up. And exhale, bringing hands to heart center, maybe finding that padma mudra. All right, beautiful. We're gonna flow through this 3 more times together. I will cue it. Really focus on that breath, but of course, move at your own pace. So coming to the top of the mat, let's inhale as we reach up. And exhale, bowing forward. Inhale deeply to halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, plant the hands, step back, high plank. And exhale, lower knees, chest, chin, lie down. Inhale, baby cobra or full cobra. Filling up. And then exhale as we come into downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the heels, bend the knees, step to the top of the mat. Exhale, we fold forward. Inhale, rising up to stand, reaching. And exhale, hands to heart center. Beautiful. Let's do it again. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. And exhale, we fold. Inhale, plant the hands, step back, high plank. Exhale, lower down. Inhale into our back bend. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the heels, bend the knees, step to the top of the mat. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise and reach, maybe a little back bend here. Exhale, hands to heart center. So beautiful. We're going to do it one more time. So inhale, fully reach up. Exhale, bow, folding forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, plant the hands, step back. Exhale, lower down. Inhale into our back bend. Exhale, come to downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the heels, bend the knees, step forward. Exhale, fold. Inhale, slowly rise and reach. We're reaching for the sun, suspending the breath here. Inhale. And exhale, hands to heart center. Maybe finding that mudra. Just taking a moment here. In our sun salutations, we are honoring the sun. We are building heat in the body. We can build our own inner heat. How cool is that? Beautiful. Let's come down to a seated position. Okay, we are going to come into caterpillar legs. So bringing both legs straight in front of us. Our toes are flexed. Our toes are flexed, our feet are flexed. Bring the toes up towards the nose. So this is, I call these caterpillar legs. That's actually a yin yoga term, but just think of your legs like a long caterpillar. And from here, if you're able to, taking your peace sign fingers and hooking them around your big toes. So this is a yogi lock. If this is too much for you, you can certainly use a strap to hook around your feet, or you can just bring your hands down to either side of your ankles or maybe your calves. Okay, you don't have to have the lock. So what we're going to do is we're going to inhale as we lengthen the spine, and exhale, hinging at the hips, keeping a nice straight spine. We're going to fold forward. Inhale up and exhale forward. Inhale up, exhale forward. It may be a very subtle movement for you. You can see that's the case for me. Up and down. This is the life nerve stretch. And if this is a lot on your hamstrings, you can always just slide a pillow under your knees. The important part of this movement is that hinging in the hips, okay? So it's not about a stretch in the legs or grabbing your toes. It's that hinging, that in, out, in, doing 5 more on your own. And on your next inhale, after that 5th one, suspending the breath. And releasing it, folding forward. Now you can allow your spine to bend if that feels good for you, maybe grabbing the bottoms of your feet. Maybe just bring your hands to your sides. Again, this isn't about flexibility, it's about that movement in the hips, activating that life nerve. Beautiful. Coming back up. And we're going to move into butterfly legs now. Of course, we went from caterpillar to butterfly, which is very appropriate for our spring season here. So bring the bottoms of the feet together, knees separate. You want a nice long spine here. So if you're hunching over, slide the feet a little bit away from the body. You don't have to be in all the way like this and hunched over. Just slide them forward. Nice long spine. Okay. If this is a lot for your hips, you can certainly place cushions under your knees. Maybe blocks would feel good. Okay. Just finding that position for your legs. And when you're ready with a nice long spine, we're going to hinge forward the hips. Maybe bringing your hands to your feet. Maybe bringing your hands just somewhere in front of you. Maybe even just to the calves or the knees. Just feeling that stretch. Again, keeping a nice long spine here. Paying attention to that inhale and that exhale. See how full can you make your inhale? How much can you fill up? How slow can you make your exhale? Beautiful. Taking 3 more full breaths here in your butterfly. This is also called bound angle pose. So butterfly it's more of a yin term, but I like using those terms for our spring practice. Our legs are like butterfly wings. After your 3rd breath, inhale and suspend it. And exhale, folding forward. And at this point, if you'd like to surrender down, allowing that spine to round, you can do that if that feels good for you. Beautiful. And coming back up, straightening that spine. Maybe at this time we flap our butterfly wings, just allowing the legs to bounce up and down. Coming back to that breath. And then finding a comfortable seat. Maybe you keep your butterfly legs. Maybe you cross your legs. Maybe you slide something under your sit bones again. And then coming back into that padma mudra or Lotus Mudra. And if this mudra doesn't resonate with you, you can just bring your hands to your heart. You can just bring your hands gently in your lap, closing the eyes. Let's take 3 full breaths together. Inhale. Exhale. Inhaling that light. Exhale, sending that light out, let it surround you. Inhaling that light. Holding it in. Allowing it to come into every crevice of your body, every cell. And exhale, sending it out. At this time, if there is any other pose that you'd like to take, certainly go there now. You can take a nice long shavasana, nice rest. Thank you so much for joining me. It was practice today. Happy spring. Try to get outside and let the light shine on you. The love and light in me sees and honors that same love and light within you and that surrounds you. Thanks for practicing with me. We'll see you next time.